Hi everyone. Well, as you know, in the group we're going to be attempting to make one of these dioramas as a group event effort. Now, I know a lot of you have said you've never made anything like this before and you're not sure what to do. Well, welcome to the club, because I haven't either. So we're going to be doing some tutorials for you. Just I think it's more really of a craft along, because we're all in the same boat of attempting this. So okay, whatever you choose as your subject for your, I don't know, diorama, shadow box, whatever you like to call it, or whatever you're using. As I say, you can use frames or cigar boxes, something like that. So okay, I've decided to do sort of like a witchy esoteric type box, and I've just had a few ideas of what I might try and make to put in it. Now these are just, as I say, ideas that I've had, and you may well have your own ideas. You know, just look around in your stash, you might have some little things or miniatures or ideas. So for this, what I'm going to do for this little short tutorial is show you how I'm just making some little bottles out of beads, and also what I'd recommend if you've got some of these bead caps. Now, I've got some gold and silver ones that I had in my stash, and I got these off eBay, but I think you can get them from AliExpress or Amazon, wherever. But try and get the ones that are a bit more substantial, so they're sort of like the Tibetan silver ones or gold ones, but they're, you know, they're really quite substantial ones, which is good. Now, they're good to use because as you can see here, hopefully, I'm just having a little look, yeah, you can use your beads with those and they can work as a stand or whatever. Now, the beads that I like to use are sort of drop shaped. So these are glass beads. Again, I've got them off eBay, but you can get them anywhere. And I think you can see here, they're just teardrop shaped ones are always good to get, or odd shaped ones like that, little tiny ones for caps. So right, let me show you what I'm going to do this. Now, I think you could use wire or just try different things. I've got some cocktail sticks here, and I've just got a pair of cutters, and because they're different, the holes are different thicknesses, aren't they? So it's just really to try and get them to grip. So looking here, see, that won't go up, so I've sort of had to make them a bit smaller, some of them. So I've got like the end of one here. And if I cut it about there, I mean, you could maybe use a craft knife if you're very, very careful and don't cut yourself, or even scissors. So let's have a look. That would stick in there, and then that will stick on there. So now I would, well, you can use any glue, but I'd recommend, I'm using E8000, but there's a whole range of these, like B7000, I think. Most well-known one, I think, is E6000. I think they're all very similar glues, but they just have maybe a different viscosity. But what I'm doing, that you can see, I'm just gluing around that, and they're good. This one particularly good because it's got the thin metal tip. And then I'm just sticking this over the top. Now, it probably would help if I put my glasses on. Also, I've got sausage fingers, so if I can do this, I'm sure anyone can. So that's going to be that. Let me just put my glasses on a sec so I can see what I'm doing. Right. You can just move that around a bit. Pull it through. So it's, I hope you can see this okay. It's quite fiddly to do this on camera as well. Just push that up. Might be a little bit too long. Right, then I want to put this one on next, so I'm just going to glue here like that. Now I've got this sort of oval bead, and that will sit in there. Let me just put a bit more glue on. Excuse me. So really you can just use anything, but I found that I like using these glass beads, the ones that are, you know, different shapes are good. Excuse me, just have a drink of water. So there's the first part. Then I've got this little bead, it's got like the little eye on it, which I liked. So what I'm going to do is try and find another piece of matchstick, or not matchstick, cocktail stick, and right, it's got to be smaller. Oh, please excuse me, I've got a right tickle in my throat, so I'm just cutting that down a bit more, and let's have a look, just gluing that. And just do some glue on here. I think it just helps to keep them together, really. I mean, you probably don't have to use cocktail sticks, but has that even got a hole? Oh goodness me, that's a tiny hole. I didn't realise it was that small. Right. Okay, and then just glue this bit. Now this is quite enough glue actually, so I'm getting a lot of gluey threads from it. So there we go. One little, I'll put it on here now. One little bottle, as you can see. So you've got it like that, and you could use that for all sorts. If you were making a little table, you could put your bottle on there. As I say, they're very easy to do. Another one here, I've got a flat bead. Then I've got one of these sort of teardrop beads. How big's that hole? That one's tiny, that end. Let me see. Okay, I'll just cut that bit off. Right, what should I do with this? Let me just have a little think what I'm going to do here. It's good to have like little gold beads as well, because then you can use them as little caps at the top. Stick that on there. I think I might need to get this to be a bit thinner. It's quite difficult doing this actually, but it just gives you a little bit of support. There, that will go there. I can, oh my goodness, that hole's so tiny. Maybe I should do it the other way up. That makes any difference. Right, just take the top off. Okay, so we glue this one. So any interesting shapes you've got for your beads, I'm going to go through, yep. A bit of wood there. I'll say this is fiddly, but it's worth doing. There, I'll just stick on there. Then, well, this is a tiny bead cap, and I quite like that on there like that, so I'm going to glue that there. There we go, just make sure the glue's on there. See how tiny this is and how big my fingers are compared to it. And that will go in there, and then I will pop that in here. Let me just glue around this bead. Like that. And then I'll just glue that on the bottom. Like this. So it'll take some time to dry, but there we are. We've got two little bottles. I'll say that's gonna, might just fall over. So if you think it's gonna fall over, just grab something and, you know, prop it against it while it's drying. So there are two there. I'll just show you some that I have made earlier as well. Now I've got these here, so it's all just the same principle. In fact, I think I might glue this to that base, but you can see that will fit on there. I found these beads, sort of flat beads, so they're really good to sit on. See, it's just falling off, but it will glue eventually. Let me just take that out of the way, put it at the back. Oh dear, they're so, as I say, they're so fiddly. Bear with me, everybody, a moment. Just get this to stand up. It will be fine when it's glued. Okay. Let me just stick that back there. Okay. So, as I say, these little like teardrop beads are brilliant because they're good for little stoppers at the top. There's another one. And I think they look great. You can have them as perfume bottles, or, you know, if you're doing a kitchen one, they could be bottles from the kitchen. There's my little purple ones. Another black one. And then I found these like long yellowy, I was going to make some candles from Fimo, but I found these beads, so I've made little candlesticks out of those. I might just stick a piece of thread down the middle, and then that will be the wick. So I've got my candlesticks. I also found these beads. They're like tri bead, but they're great for a stand as well. I haven't stuck it on yet, but there's a round bead with the lid. I've also found a little feather charm, and so I've made like an inkwell. So there's that. And what else? These are just, that's a knobbly old bead that was quite good as a top, but they look great as little bottles, I think. So there they go. There's this one to go on a stand. I think I might glue those actually, because it would just be easier to keep them all together. A little bottle. And then I found, I had these for ages and didn't do anything with them. It's like a little sand egg time thing, so I made that into a timer. And then I've also got this larger bottle here. I think I might glue that as well. Another tiny bottle, and the last one that I've made is red ones. So as I say, you just stick your beads together, and then you've got, you know, little bottles to use in your diorama. So I hope that's helped. If you do make them, you know, post them up in the group so we can have a look at them and admire them. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.